This season, the NFL Rock Nation launched Songs of the Season, a multi-tier season-long initiative highlighting superstars and emerging artists of all genres. Every month, a new song and an artist is chosen and heard across all NFL Network shows and game broadcasts. All revenue generated from the songs will support a season-long initiative that inspired change grant recipients as part of the NFL's Social Justice Initiative. So the song you just heard, this month's Song of the Season, by a man who's sitting right here at this table, and it's an absolute honor. One of my friends, one of my brothers, a Detroit legend, and not one of the best, I say the best lyricist in hip-hop. Please welcome Royce the Five.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Royce, so
that was a great introduction. Thank you.
Oh, man, of course. I got to give you your just due, man, and props. Now, as I mentioned, the Black Savage track, we just heard it over the highlights. So what was it like when you got the news that song was going to be used on the platform the NFL is?
I was honored, man. I was honored. You know, you come into this business and, you know, you come from an aggressive environment and you don't have a whole lot of information. You go right to the negativity. And it takes you a long time to realize, wow, it never was about that, was it? You know what I mean? So just to hear my name attached to anything moving forward in a positive direction, in a forward direction, in a positive way, I'm honored. I'm honored.
We love that message. And Nate's not just saying that about you being a lyricist. He's been saying that since we found out you were 100%. He's been going on and on about it. You have lyric on your Facebook. So what's a lyric in Black Savage, a line that you really want to resonate now that this is on a bigger platform?
I think one of the most important things I've ever said was I place value on brothers who never had justice, you know, and it's about motivating people. I know people who are just in negative places because they've never been to a positive place. So sometimes the imaging that we see on TV can like manipulate us into thinking that it's something that it is that it isn't, you know what I mean? So if you see more positive images and you see someone you think is cool and they're positive, then it's okay for me to be positive. You know, it's cool to be smart. It's okay to be smart. It's okay to shoot for the top without doing it in a negative way, you know, because a lot of people feel like hip hop is like that. It's not.
Two stand out to me. It's Ali and Foreman and Zaire fighting for Black Magic. And then I Am Limitless Energy. They are gimmicks and imagery. Fire.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Take us through your process, because we do football and we talk football, and there's a playbook and there's film watching and there's game script and there's all these different things that we design. Is yours off the top of your head, or do you take months to write these lyrics?
It depends on the situation. I like to not put so much thought in. I like to not script it out so much. I like to really just let it happen. You know what I mean? I'm a universe hippie, so I go to the studio and I just turn the beat on and I pace around, and if I feel like I'm forcing it, I'll stop and I'll just watch TV. I'll text somebody, I'll call somebody. You know, you can get motivated in different ways, you know what I mean? And I just kind of let it flow. I like to do it from that place where it feels like I'm daydreaming. You know, time ever went by and you looked up like, wow, what just happened to the time?
Sure.
I like that to happen in the studio. You know what I mean? So I feel like, you know, if you're thinking, the people can hear that. That resonates just like when you're not. You know? So if it feels natural and it's coming from a truthful place and it's transparent, that's the kind of music I love, that I'm inspired by. So.
Royce, just sitting here talking to you at the table, we know that family is important to you and how you were raised. What about the community? What about the next generation? You have a platform now. How do you use that? How do you look at the responsibility to use that to inspire change?
I didn't realize how important it was until I started getting a little bit older and I started really seeing things, I feel like, for what they are. And it's extremely important. You know, because with hip-hop artists, a lot of times we feel like it's all or nothing, right? Either we're all the way that way gangsters, or we're political activists. You know, you don't necessarily have to be Killer Mike, you know, who's a genius. But if you have a platform and you got all of these people listening, just tell us how you feel. Like these things, these issues that are going on, you have to feel something about them. I don't care how tough you are. I don't care what's going on. You have to feel something about them. Just speak about it. Guys like Ice-T and Ice Cube, these guys are wizards. You know what I mean? But they're also respected, and they put their platforms and their lives on the line. So we can say whatever we want to say without being censored. See, Dolores Tucker was stumping on Tupac CDs in the White House. Now we can say anything we want to say without being censored. So just let us know how you feel, you know?
Well said. And now you're influencing and inspiring others. I'd love to know what inspired you when you were growing up. Who did you look up to? What inspired you to make a difference?
Yeah, well, like I said, guys like Ice-T, Ice Cube, Chuck D, Public Enemy,
Jay.
With definitely Jay-Z
Oh,
now.
right.
Jay-Z is like my idol now.
Yeah.
He's like Jay-Z. Jay-Z is definitely probably at the top of the list for me.
How come?
I mean, you know, he's not only is he leading by example, but we all know that Jay-Z isn't the first mogul. He's not the first mogul, but he's the first person that I've seen that's been in a position where he's still sharing information. And he's not treating the artists like we're competing with each other, because that's a common misconception. When we come into the business, we think we're in competition with each other. We're not. We're not in competition with our contemporaries. I actually feel like if we were in a more unified space as artists, we would be in a better position in terms of information. You know, because a lot of things happen, like the 360 deal.
Right.
That's just basically some guys on the business end saying, we're tired of not participating in these parts of revenue streams. Like, these guys are going on the road getting rich. So they developed a contract that said, now this is standard, that we participate in everything.
Yeah.
And the only thing that made it standard was the fact that they said it was standard.
Right.
So what if artists came together and we created our own standards? What if we said we're not doing deals anymore unless we get at least 40% or something like that? Who would be able to do anything about it?
All right, now we got to talk sports. I want to ask you about the NFL, because I know sports run deep in your family. You're talking about your pops. According to him, was the greatest quarterback of all time.
My dad was.
And then you, we know, when you were younger, everywhere you used to go, you used to bounce that ball, right?
Yeah.
Now, you and Eminem, you guys are like iron sharpening iron when you guys are on the track. You did the Bad Meets Evil projects together. I consider one of the best duos on a track together. Lyrically, just dominant. Who would be the Royce the 5'9" and Eminem in the NFL? Just a dynamic duo.
I had to hit me with the tough question.
Or just two guys, they don't have to be on the same team, two guys that are just at the top of their game, that when you watch them, you're like,
Because I'm more of a vintage guy.
Yeah,
okay. Love it.
Historical.
That's what we are too.
Cause I'm like a huge I'm a Barry Sanders stan.
Okay, talking
Barry
a language.
Sanders stan.
We love Herman Moore here too, man.
Yeah. Who was?
There he is.
There he is. There's Barry right there.
Who was Barry with? Anybody that ever handed him the ball?
That's it.
Could be,
That's it.
Rodney Pete, there you go.
I think it's Barry's two legs.
I say we go.
that's
You know
a
what?
good
I
duo.
say Detroit. We go Barry and Isaiah Thomas. You know what I'm saying?
You an Isaiah or Dumar's guy, though?
Yeah, Isaiah and Dumars. That's probably the best duo.
Bad boys.
Bad boys.
Yeah.
Straight up and down. Well, listen, Royce, I appreciate you joining us, man.
Thank you for having me.
You know, we talk quite often, but to have you here at the table is truly an honor, man.
Thank you.
Lyrically,
Likewise,
I look up to you like you look up to Jay-Z.
So I look up to you too, man.
man.
You held it down for the Lions, man. You know
I'm trying. Royce the 5'9", Black Savage out on every platform right there. Make sure you go stream it. The track is dope, and it's featuring two of the best artists on there with you.
Yes, thank you, man. I appreciate
Called
it.
Black Savage. It is part of
Thank
Rock
you very
Nation's
much.
launch Songs of the Season. You'll be hearing it all over the place, and now you know the face behind it.